And we're back.
All right, back again. We're going to Addison.
All right.
So you are currently still in the banquet hall, mingling, doing what you do.
I have a little platter of like finger foods, just like really simple stuff like assorted like cheeses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like a nice little like flute of like some like bubbly like champagne like drink, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just observing, like I'm looking the room over to see if there's anyone of any sort of interest about, like anyone that like strikes my fancy, looks kind of familiar or noteworthy.
Many of these people look noteworthy per se because they're all very well dressed. They're all very well dressed and obviously members of high society, with the exception of the people that you are fighting in the ring with, and possibly the clerics who are healing. There is no one that you particularly recognize, however.
I guess I'm gonna try to like listen in on any conversation, see if anything's interesting enough for me to join in on.
You hear some. Okay, roll me a perception check as you're walking around.
Uh, 14.
Okay, so you hear various chatter about the fight. You hear how some people were saying that they really wanted Quicksilver to win. A few people were glad that Ozone won. A bunch of people wanted to know who the hell Ozone was. Some people didn't know what the hell Cathixis was. There's also some conversation about the house that you're currently in, how beautiful it is, rumors about the house, and rumors about its occupant.
What are
Say it again?
I want to focus in on the rumors about the house.
Okay, so rumors about the house is that there's more to it than it seems. You hear that there are rumors of secret passages in certain rooms. That the rumors of secret passages in the rooms, rumors that her staff are more than what they appear to be, rumors that the person who lives there is more than she appears to be.
Is there any way that the people who are talking about this, I can kind of like chime in, just be like, what exactly is it that you mean more than they appear, more than they seem?
Sure. So you come across this elderly dwarven woman in this fine gown, and a human. So the dwarven woman seems to be flirting with the human male, and he doesn't seem to be having any of it.
Please tell me he has an amazing beard.
Oh, she absolutely does. Full of luscious curls.
Yes.
Full of luscious full body curls, and her head, of course, is bald.
Yes.
Yes. She's amazing. She's wonderful. She's in a midnight blue gown. We love her. She's trying to flirt with this much younger human male, because this woman is pushing what's a dwarf's max age, like 500. She's pushing like 350, and this man is in his 20s and he's not having any of it. You get the feeling that he's there with her, but is very disinterested in being there with her, and she's kind of trying to hold his attention by giving him these little tidbits. And you come in on the part where she's telling him about the owner of the mansion's luxurious bedroom and how it's really luxurious and lots of stuff is rumored to happen there, how there happen to be secret passages off of her bedroom that lead to other places in the house, and that she always has a tendency to take a lot of fun in seeding her house with various treasures when she has guests to see who finds what. And she's trying to kind of goad him into going on this treasure hunt with her. So what do you say to her?
Yeah, as I'm like eavesdropping, I sort of just glide my way in, sort of like beside her, almost like I'm standing there the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, and forgive me for eavesdropping, but what you were saying sounded very interesting. A pleasure to meet you. I am Quinn, Addison Quinn, and you are? And I hold out my hand in holding it like downwards, kind of to take her as like a lady.
Oh, hello, dear. My name is Brunhild. How are you?
Oh, I'm delightful. Especially now that I've made your acquaintance. I bend down and I kiss her hand.
Oh, wonderful. Oh,
God,
aren't you a darling? So what? It sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire. Fuck you. You do better.
All right.
No, I love it. Nothing wrong with it.
So what happened?
I don't care about you.
Would I be in the ballroom since it was only like one room?
Oh yeah, you could definitely be back in the ballroom.
Dining room.
Oh, you're in the dining room?
So I'm you were in the solarium, then there's the ballroom, then there's the foyer, then there's the dining hall.
Damn.
And remember, you're around reading placards and doing this, so this is me doing this while you were doing that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's exactly who it is.
Cool.
From Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
Yeah.
No.
Her name is actually Brunhilde.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Oh
so,
my god.
Wait, wasn't that a character that we had?
I don't know. Okay, so back to the role play. So you and I, go ahead, Addison.
Oh no. What was the last thing that she said?
Well, aren't you a darling?
I suppose we are the company we keep, or the company we meet. And I smirk at her.
Oh my goodness! Weren't you one of the people who were fighting in the ring?
Oh, yes, I am. I happen to be, and I take a step back, and I throw out my hands with my daggers and twirl them and then put them back in. Quicksilver Quinn.
Oh! I used to watch you in the fights in the city. Oh, you're marvelous. Not this fight though, unfortunately. But you'll get better. You'll get better. You'll do better next time. Yes.
So I heard that you're looking for adventure.
Oh yes, darling.
Well, I hold out my arm to escort her, to put it under mine.
Mm-hmm.
Come, let us walk and talk. Tell me more about this house.
Oh!
Tell me
Lovely.
more. Tell me more.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And so she turns to the human that was previously with her, and she waves him away, and she says, "You can go now. I have no more need of your services."
Yeah, as we turn to go walk away, I turn and like make direct eye contact with him, and I glower at him.
He's furious. You just took his night's pay. He's very upset with you, but he leaves.
Yeah, so
you're going to allow her to lead you around?
yeah.
Okay. So she leads you up the stairs and like talks to you about the various finer points in the architecture of the place, the marble that was used in the structure, because her family happens to be the one that supplied the marble to build the house. So she's telling you in very great and very painstaking detail the process of quarrying marble as you're going up the stairs, how to how to find the right shade of marble and make it all match, all this wonderful stuff. And then you get upstairs and she's like, oh, and this is the second floor. This is over here there's a gallery with lots of art and various things like that, if that's your thing. And then and she walks you past the library and she tells you about all the wonderful books that the owner of the mansion has collected over the years. And as you pass that hallway, she kind of stops in front of this oaken door, which seems to currently be open a crack.
Oh, also, can I just include one thing?
Yeah.
I actually left the water dripping slowly in the bath.
Okay. So the room seems to be open a crack, and she shows you the door. She's like, well, oh, this door is elven work. I don't know what her fascination is with the elves, but she did have this door commissioned by them. You see, it's of living wood, actually. I don't know how she keeps it alive, but it's living wood, and it's quite interesting if you look at all the carvings on it. But what's really interesting,
would I know about how to keep living wood like alive?
Roll for it. Roll me a nature and an arcana.
Which one do you want first?
You choose.
All right, so I'll go for.
Okay, and the arcana?
And there he goes, and he's back.
Yeah, hello?
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I got disconnected. Some fucking asshole decided to call me, and I don't know who the hell it was.
I hate when people call my phone.
Isn't it terrible?
We got text messaging. Text me.
All right, so I got a 15 on nature, and I got a 22 on arcana.
Okay, so on the nature side of the roll, you know that only specific types of wood can be used, is used by elves to coax structures out of, oak being one of them. And on the arcana side, you know that it's usually kept alive. It's usually kept alive by binding fae into the wood, who are pledged in service to the actual tree that is used.
So when she's like, "Oh, I don't understand how they do that," I go, "If I may, my lady,
Mm-hmm.
doors of this kind are, and I tell her like the information you gave me, they're typically bound with a fey spirit in service of the owner. That is what keeps them alive.
Oh, no wonder the woman knows everything in the house. Her daughters watch everything for her.
Well, yes, if that is to be believed, then this whole house is alive, and if they are in service to her, they can travel throughout the house and notify her of anything.
Oh, how interesting.
Is there a particular reason why we're here at this door?
Oh, well, I've always heard, this is my first time being at one of her parties, you see, but I've always heard rumors that she likes to set up treasure hunts for her guests, and the ones who succeed end up with great prizes at the end, and end up with they end up with something amazing at the end, and I was very excited to see what we could find.
All right, well, after you, my lady.
Okay, so she goes in and she looks around.
I have her push open the door, and I'm touching nothing. I'm watching her.
Yeah. So she goes in, and she's going to look around first.
As she's looking around, I like look at the door, and since I've established that there is like a fey creature living within this door, I just sort of like hold out like kind of like my fingers, like put like the very tips of my fingers on the door, and I just kind of in Elvish just sort of like whisper under my breath, like, you know, like a little prayer, like paying respect to them.
You get the you get the impression of mirth come to your mind, like happiness.
Yeah, I just smile, and then I go back to paying attention to Brunhild.
Okay. So do you enter the room?
Oh yeah, after I do that and I get like merriment from the door, I walk in.
Okay. So she rolled terribly on her perception check, so all she really notices is the room itself.
So should I perceive?
Yeah.
You so choose.
I got a 1.
Wow.
Yes. Perception is awesome. Between Chris.
All right. Well, I'm going to say, since you were specifically coming in here to investigate the room, to try an investigation instead. Because I'm sick and tired of these fucking ones. I'm done.
I hope you show that much mercy when we're in combat.
No.
21.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. All right.
Another one.
So, okay. So, first of all, so you notice many things. You notice these 2 bags on this chair to your right, in front of this mirror. One with one that is one that's a deep leather that has a stylized design of teeth along the tassels, and one that's a plainer pale leather with a single tassel hanging from it. So you notice those 2 things. You do also notice a couple of things on the nightstand. On the nightstand, you notice a small metallic statue of a bird. You notice a small glass jar filled with an iridescent white balm with a red wax seal on the front. And you notice a small glass sphere with 2 carved words in Elven on it. One for dim and one for bright.
Hmm. Okay, I'll point those out to Brunhild.
Mm-hmm.
So I just say, oh, well, look at all these things, because she looks like she's struggling.
Well, she's actually just enamored with the because one whole wall of the room is glass that leads onto a balcony. So she's just enamored with the glass. Like she's not struggling. She's just enamored with the wrong thing. But you want to point these items out to her?
Yeah, I just say, you said treasures. Would things like these be considered treasures? I mean, it does appear we are in the mistress of this home's boudoir.
Okay. So she looks around at all the things you're. Do you point to the nightstand?
Yeah, I point to like the nightstand, and then I point to like the mirror and like the chair.
Okay. So she goes to the nightstand and gets very excited and grabs a handful of gems that were on the nightstand. And then she runs over to the chair and gets very excited and picks up the deep brown bag with the tooth design on it. And she's like, I'll take these. These seem nice. She's like, what will you take, dear? Will you search for more?
I just look at her and I'm just like, are you entirely certain that these are things that we can just take freely?
This is what I've heard.
I look at her, and do the bags look similar?
Oh, I'm so sorry. The bags are fairly similar, but the difference of note is that the pale bag does not have the tooth design on
Yeah. But they're very similar, right?
it. Very similar.
All right. So I look and I grab the other bag, and I'm just like, well, we wouldn't be dinner dates if we didn't have matching bags, now would we?
Oh,
Uh,
evil person, you.
yeah. I just look at her and I just kind of like wave my hand at her and smirk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then
A couple of other things. I'm sorry. Also, on your investigation check, you notice that what was it? The bookcase itself has many old and interesting looking, finely appointed and richly leather bound books. It must be her personal collection. And you
Mhm.
also notice that it seems like there might have been something under her bed.
okay, so I open the bag. Do I see anything in it?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna grab like the bird statue.
Mm-hmm.
I put that in the bag.
Okay.
And then you said that there was
There's a small glass jar filled with an iridescent white bomb with a red wax seal on the front, and a small glass sphere with two carved words in Elven on it, dim and bright.
All right, I'll put the globe, the dim and bright thing there in the
Mm-hmm.
bag, and then I'll search under. You said under the bed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll search under the bed.
Okay, so under the bed you find a suitcase.
So, all right, so I'll pull the suitcase out. Does it seem to be locked?
It seems to be locked, but it's not. Doesn't seem to be a very tough lock if you were to try and open it.
All right, let me try.
You destroy everything that's inside.
An 8.
It kind of like it doesn't really budge. Like you feel like you kind of sort of got it there, but it didn't really work.
All right, I'll pull
but-
out. I'll pull out my dagger, and if I can't do a finesse, I just pop it with the daggers.
Okay, so give me an attack roll.
I'm just hoping I don't crit fail. 21.
All right, you pop the lock.
All right. Yeah, so I pop it open, and then, yeah, I'll open it.
All right. Inside the locked suitcase, you find 3 nondescript metal rods with a grip in the middle and a button on one end. You find a package of thieves' tools.
Okay.
You find 2 identical sand-filled sacks, small sand-filled sacks. And you find a brooch, like a golden brooch with a shield on each end.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Is What's-Her-Face watching me?
Yes. So she's kind of like very interested in what you found. She wants to know what you found.
Is there any way I can kind of sleight of hand the brooch? Because it looks pretty.
Yeah. Well, because, yeah, you would have opened the back of the suitcase. So the back of the suitcase would be blocking whatever you're doing. So, from her view. So I don't know if you would even need the sleight of hand, because she's not on the same side of the bed with you.
Oh, all right. So no check?
Not necessary, no. If you want to pocket it, you can before you call her over.
Yeah, I'll pocket the brooch just because it sounds pretty, and then I'll turn the case over and I'll show it to her. I'll be like, I found these goodies.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
What is about them?
It's not fancy. Isn't fancy at all. Like, what are these things? I don't want any of that. And then as she says that, she gets shocked by a drop of water that she hears. She hears water running in the bathroom. And she kind of goes over to investigate. So what do you do, Addison?
And what was in here again? You said 3 rods?
Yeah, 3 rods with a metal grip with sort of like grip in the middle and a button on one end.
Three rods with metal grip and button on each end?
Button on one end. Each of them has a button on one end. And the 3 rods look identical.
I'll grab the rods and I'll try to put them in the bag.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to make sure I have. So there's thieves' tools that I found in there. The tasseled bag, the brooch, the bird statue, the orb, and the 3 rods with the metal grip and a button.
Correct.
On each end.
And the 2 you have the 2 sand sacks, right?
Oh, I didn't have that down. 2 sand sacks.
Yeah, 2 sacks of sand. Like small packages. They look like little satchels of sand.
Okay, yeah. So I'll do that, and I.
And you didn't take the bomb that's on our counter. Did you take that or no?
When I didn't, but since I'm putting the suitcase back under the bed, I'll get up and I'll just put the bomb in the bag.
Okay.
It's a red bomb, you said?
The bomb is iridescent white, and it has a red seal on the front of it.
All right, so after I do that, I walk over towards where she went.
Okay, so she goes into the bathroom before you, and what she sees is a very pink marble bathroom, and she is very confused by the fact that there seems to be deep blue bubbles piled up high in the actual tub. But there doesn't seem to be anyone inside the tub. So she kind of goes over to it, and she kind of goes over to it, and I'm going to. Oh, she screams at the top of her lungs because she says there's a squid in the tub. Like, oh, there's a squid in the tub! there's a squid in the tub!
And this is my cue to slowly surface. Just my head, though.
She shrieks at the top of her lungs and faints.
She
Lose
faints.
the body.
Yeah, she faints.
It's really funny you said that because I was gonna go and grab the other thing that she took, not the. No, I thought about it. I'm not gonna though. I feel like I recognize this as cathexis, right?
Yeah. A very naked cathexis with a prehensile penis.
Hey, you only see the head. That's the only thing that's surfaced, alright?
Yeah, he said he only pops like his head out.
Oh, okay.
He didn't say which one.
That is true.
That is true.
How tall are the bubbles and how big is my dick? No.
Oh my god.
You had to roll for that.
I can.
You do. It's what I actually saw it's 1d6 plus your charisma modifier.
I don't want to get into that, but I don't know that charisma always plays into it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Is there like a base length plus that?
Yeah, 6 is the base length.
Oh
Alright.
wow. What a lucky guy.
Oh my god. Okay, so moving on. So you see Cathexis's head stick out of the bubbles.
Well then.
So 13.
Max length.
Wow.
13-inch penis.
I like how John is impressed. Wow.
I roll high when it counts. But
How
no,
do you have a 6 charisma modifier?
No, I have a 1. You said
Oh, okay.
1d6 plus your charisma
Plus-
modifier plus a base of 6.
What? Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I thought. No, sorry. Never mind. Moving on.
That's a
Anyway.
pretty big dick.
You can keep your 13-inch penis. That's fine.
Alright.
Moving on. Moving
So-
on.
Yeah, so when I see like him like pop out like menacingly and everything, I just like lean against the door like lazily and I just very slowly just clap.
How long was I in there for? Or did time cease to matter for me?
No, maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Not long.
In that case, to Addison. That was faster than I expected.
I'm sure you hear that a lot.
Often enough.
More often than I'm comfortable with.
Now I'll go ahead and stand up and start drying off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stand there and I just look at him and I'm just like, maybe you should make yourself sparse before I decide to wake her up.
Who is she?
What?
Who is she?
Well, she was my dinner companion, and you've clearly scared whatever sense she had out of her.
I shall inspect the body.
Okay.
Hey, 23.
Okay. So you find a handful of gems,
Mhm.
and you find the bag that.
I stuck my hand in.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the gems before, right?
No.
Okay. So as I look in the bag, did she take this from the chair?
Yes, she did. She was telling me that apparently the mistress of this mansion likes to have treasure hunts and leaves exquisite gifts for her patrons to find, and I suppose the person who finds the most or finds some of the most interesting things wins?
What happened with the other bag?
You mean this one? And I turn to my side and I have it on like my shoulder.
You should put your arm in there. You should put your arm in there.
Oh, I did.
Did you actually put like your full arm in there?
Well, I mean, I put my hand in there and I put the stuff in there. I didn't just drop them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should put your arm in there.
Well, I put these like rods in there, and they
Okay.
didn't not sticking out, right?
No, everything's in there. Everything's completely in there.
But when you say
Nope.
that because you tell me that I should like shove my whole arm in there.
Yes.
When you tell me that, I put my hand in and I pull out the long metal rod and I kind of twirl it and then put it back in. Been there, done that.
In that case, I'll pick up the two. Well, I'll put my clothes on, pick up the toothy bag, pick up the gems, and slowly start walking.
Okay. So you're going back into the bedroom?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to do in this bedroom? Do you want to roll investigation or perception again?
Yeah, sure. I'll do it one more time.
Mhm.
See what has changed. $20.
Okay, so the bookcase is actually what's standing out to you most right now. The bookcase is what's standing out the most to you right now. The rest of the room looks fairly normal, but something about this bookcase kind of seems somewhat out of place. So why don't you go up to the bookcase and either of you can do another investigation check.
Yeah, I'll actually bring up the bookcase. Like I'll mention like something seems off about that bookshelf.
Yeah, I look over and I'm like, I believe you should give it another look. And as I say that, I infuse my words with magic to give him bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Can I use my thieves' cant, or do I notice any thieves' canty symbols or signs or anything around that bookcase when I walk up to it?
Yes. You notice that the books, if you look at the titles, they all seem to be out of order.
Mm-hmm.
There is one row of them, however, where the titles in Thieves' Cant spell the word door.
In that case, I'll go ahead and rearrange the books.
You reach for where the books say door? That?
Oh, I thought you said that they were out of order and they would have spelled door. Yeah. I'll reach for that book in that case. That says door.
Like it's 4 books together, one right next to another, where the first letter of the title of each of them spells door.
Oh, in that case, yeah, I'll reach for the first one and
Okay.
I guess like tentatively pull it, see if.
So when you reach for that first book and pull it, all 4 books pull out, and you hear a latch click.
Where do I hear the latch click? I'll look around.
You don't see anything, but you hear the latch click. You hear the latch click, kind of like it almost sounds like behind the bookcase, so to speak, or behind these books. A latch clicks when you pull them out.
In that case, I'll try, like, see if I can shift the bookcase.
Okay. The bookcase swings freely open.
What's inside?
The bookcase swings freely open. I will send you another map.
Ooh.
I love maps.
Yeah, it's like my dungeon dive, but kind of cooler. Nothing's trying to kill you.
While he's doing this, I am slowly dragging the dwarven woman to the bed. I lift her up and I like pull down like the covers and I lay her in the bed and put the covers on her, like to tuck her in.
Oh.
That's cute.
All done with your dinner date?
Well, oh, you asked that, Cathixis?
Yes.
She was for information. She gave me information. Now
Same
we're
map
here
as
for
we had
that.
before.
Okay,
Shall
so basically, when you pull apart this, when you push aside this bookcase, you see a long hallway lined with racks of finely made clothing of all types. Some in display cases, with another door similar to the one you just walked through on the other end.
Okay.
So So Addison, are you joining him in this hallway or staying there?
Oh yeah, I was saying that she was for information. I'm here for adventure. Let's do this.
Yeah, and I did ask, shall we? As I opened the door.
Okay, great. So I'm going to need perception checks from both of you, or investigation, whichever you're better at. I'm fine with either.
22.
$16.
Haha, great. Okay, so
Well, is there any way to pull the bookcase closed when we go in?
That's actually what I was going to ask as well. Well, I was going to ask if there's a handle or some way to open it first.
well, yes, on the inside of the bookcase. So on both doors, there's a handle on the inside that you can use to slide it back.
Okay, yeah, I wanna, because I'm assuming you go through first, Cathixis.
Yeah.
Then when you go through, when I follow through, I turn, look, find it, and I pull it closed behind me.
Okay.
She's gonna be in for a surprise when she wakes up.
No, if we wanted her in for a surprise, we'd take off her clothes first.
Okay, so we had a 16 and a 22. Oh goodness. Okay, so what languages do you know, Cathixis?
Common, Farspeak, and Deep Speech.
Okay, so you Addison, you see a set of finely made studded leathers with the elven word for mirage embossed on the inner collar.
Hmm.
And Cathixis, you find a black silk hooded cloak with fine silvery designs embroidered on it. The inside has a tag with words you don't know the meaning of, 2 of them, embroidered on the tag.
I'll pick the cloak up and look at Addison. Just point them out. Do you understand what this says?
I'll take a look at it.
So yes, Addison, you know what those words are.
What are they?
The first word is for grasp, and the second word is impede, in Elvish.
For grasp?
And impede.
I look at it, and I look at him. It says for grasp, and the other character says impede. While I'm saying that, I take the studded leathers that have mirage on it in Elvish.
Wait, hold on one second. You actually said the word. Did you say the word impede out in Elvish, or did you say it in common?
I said it in common because he can't understand it in Elvish, clearly.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, so while I'm saying it in common to tell him what it says, I'm shoving the studded leather that says mirage in the bag.
Okay.
Also, quick question before we keep going. When I initially shoved my hand in the vagina bag, did I actually feel like something was happening? Or just shoved it in, nothing happened, and I pulled it back out?
You shoved it in, and you give me a I know this is after the fact, but give me a perception check.
Yeah.
Let's see if your hindsight is actually 20/20. It is. So you felt like something was waiting to happen.
Okay. In that case, I'll go ahead and wear the cloak.
You're going to wear the cloak.
Yeah.
Okay.
And same thing with the gems. I actually put them in the few pockets that I have.
Okay. You also among the things in here, a collection of finely designed masks of different styles. There's a plague doctor mask. And there are various other masquerade types of masks. All of them are inlaid with various fine metals, and some of them have jewels in them.
So basically, the masks, like the mask that she was wearing.
Similar to the mask she's wearing. Yeah, more or less.
Can I do a knowledge arcana check on them? Just to see if there's any, like, runic words anywhere on them?
Sure.
Eyes of the Rune Master?
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Probably not. 8.
Yeah. You have no idea.
Okay.
They just seem like random squiggles and swirls to you.
Okay. So one was like a plague doctor mask. Any other specifics for the other masks?
Just various different types of Venetian what we would know as Venetian carnival masks. So there's an Arlecchino mask. There is a Colombina mask. It's basically different characters of Commedia dell'arte. There's a mask for each of them, and they're all finely inlaid with metals and gems.
I'll grab the witch doctor mask in that case.
Plague doctor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What were the masks again?
There is a plague doctor. There's an Arlecchino mask. There is a Colombina mask.
One thing real quick, Krzysztof, I think Eyes of the Rune Keeper let you read anything that's written.
I didn't have it.
Ah, okay, all right.
I substituted that for my mage armor. Otherwise, I would have been able to read every single language. That was the very first thing I picked.
Cool.
Yeah.
So wait, what are those masks? Because you said like the words. I don't know what those mean.
Okay, so an Arlecchino mask is a Harlequin mask.
Okay.
So it's basically a carnival mask. So anything that you would see at, say, Venetian Carnival. So those kind of like finely appointed. I'll send you a picture.
I think that's the Colombina map.
Those are both of them?
I think the second one was what showed up for a Colombina map.
Okay, do you see these, Peter?
Shh, he's Googling.
Yeah, these are all different. These would all count. So that the bottom one is actually, it could either be a Arlecchino or a Colombina.
All right, and then what's the first one?
I would probably say, no, Capitan is the one with the big nose. So I'm gonna send you a picture, and these are all the masks you find. Just to
speed things along.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, because I had no idea. I'm just like, those were masks.
Yeah.
I only know because I watched Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
I only knew the plague doctor.
So you see all these masks.
Holy crap! There's that many masks.
Yeah.
Bitch, have you seen what she wears?
Oh,
yeah,
hold
exactly, doggo. Exactly.
Yeah, Hold on. Yeah, do any of these seem to have any sort of magical runes or anything on them?
There doesn't, as far as you can tell, there doesn't seem to be any form of Elvish or Gnomish written on them. They just seem to be, they just seem to be decorative. Fancy, but decorative.
All right, yeah, so I just, like, look at them, I observe them, and then I just pass them by.
Okay. So, in the current place you are, there is the door you came in through, and then there is a door on the other end,
We'll
as shown by the map. So, what would you like to do?
Yeah, so while he's looking at like the mask and taking one, I'm gonna go to that door.
And you push it open?
Yeah, I'm gonna check to see if it's locked or not.
It is not locked.
Yeah, I'll turn the knob and open it.
So when you go into the next room,
Wait,
you see a room that looks. It's more. This side of the house, this room specifically, seems to be more business versus where the other side was more pleasure. So this looks like more of an office waiting room. Very, very fancy, but it still looks like a fancy waiting room. Plush chairs, a very nice dark wood desk, carpet, and on one of the plush chairs you see, with her legs crossed, smiling at you knowingly, the masked woman. And she says, did you find all the gifts I left out for you?
I do believe I found most of them, though I dare not touch any of your masks, for they are part of this caricature you have.
I'm almost disappointed you didn't take one of them. I have so many.
And as that's going on, I walk out with like waving one in front, the plague doctor mask in front of my face.
Yeah. When you say, "Oh, I have so many," it's just, clearly you need them. I just say it with like a wry smile.
Oh goodness, you people are hilarious. So, would you like to know why I've actually called you here?
Very much so. I can't imagine you just had us come here simply to take in the view and to take your things.
Well, before we actually go into that discussion, and she whispers to the door to her left, and you hear a faint giggling, and roll me a perception check.
Both of us?
Either one or both.
Yeah, makes sense if we both do it.
Yeah, because I'm out.
And remember, you have inspiration.
Inspiration or just bardic inspiration? Oh, bardic
I
inspiration.
gave bardic inspiration. So if you don't roll well,
I'm good.
I rolled pretty damn well. Yeah, I rolled a 19, and he rolled a 19 plus 7.
Okay, so you feel a transfer of energy. If one thing you notice around this room is that the door isn't the only thing that is wood. So the door is wood, and so are the moldings around the room that lead around the space.
Yes.
And
Once I notice that like there's like all that wood everywhere, my eyes open like kind of widely, sort of like, oh. When I realize all of that wood means all of those things have spirits in them.
Yeah. So she whispers to the door, and when and you feel almost like an imperceptible transfer of energy and information go past you.
Was
somehow.
I able to hear anything that she said when she whispered?
Or me with my 26.
I would say you could fix this. Could hear her ask the door. Oh wait, no, you don't know Elvish.
No, so I just heard her whisper something.
You heard her whisper something. You want to roll again, Addison? Maybe an investigation. What did you roll?
I rolled a 19.
Okay, no, that's fine. We'll go with that. So you heard her say in Elvish, gather the others, will you? I'd like to talk to everyone together.
All right, are you going to jump to someone else now?
Yep.
All right, so this is a good time, Ralph, if you want to pause it, and then you can go to, I'm guessing, poor, sweet Benny.
Ralph.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
And Ralph himself.